is episode 71 of This Week in Grip. I'm Jedd Johnson. They call me Napalm, and I'm joined today by Alan Hynek, the guy I just cannot get away from. Alan, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing real good. Having a good week so far. How's everything going for you?
Good, dude. Had a good, really good workout Saturday with Luke. You may have seen the video he put out where he did 225 kilo pinch.
I did. That was a nice lift.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's getting into elite territory there real quick. Yep,
yeah.
If he wasn't already. So,
yeah,
impressive stuff.
No doubt about it. I was able to do a couple things with those as well. Those videos will be out soon, but I wanted to try to put some actual effort into doing some YouTube editing. So those are not up yet, but look for them coming up real soon. All right, brother?
All right.
Cool. I encourage everybody to like the video, please. Our goal with every episode of This Week in Grip is to get 10% of the views in our likes. So if we do 700 views, let's get 70 likes. That's what we're looking for. So go down, hit that thumbs up button for me. It'll only take you a minute, and it'll help us out big time to just get the idea of grip sport out in front of more people's eyes. It's a big factor, the likes and engagement. Along those lines, also make sure to subscribe. I'm pushing for 10,000 subscribers, so subscribe today. And along the lines of the content of today's show, we're asking you to leave a comment. And we want you to comment on all of our This Week in Grip videos. If you have questions on anything that we talk about in any of the episodes, be sure to leave your questions in the comment section, and we will cover them at a later date at some point. That, or I will do it in one of my Q&A videos. Also, made this announcement in the last episode. I've put together This Week in Grip playlist on my YouTube channel. There are lots of episodes, so we're on, obviously, number 71 today. We did skip 33, so there's actually only 70 episodes, but we're just going to pretend that didn't happen, and we're going to roll with it. Now, the thing is, putting everything in order, once I add it into the playlist, is a little bit troublesome, but I think by the time that you hear this, that playlist will be 100% complete and accurate, and I plan on putting the link to the playlist into the description box of this video and each video, each This Week in Grip episode going forward. So you can go back and listen to ones that you've missed, and it's real easy to do this, guys. When you go into the playlist, if there's something that you haven't recognized, then just start watching it, and then if you don't have time to watch it, you can just exit once the video starts, and it'll go into your history, and then you can always go back into your history and watch the rest of that video when you have time, or when you're on a long drive, or you got to take a monster dump or something like that. That's the time when you want to listen to This Week in Grip, because there's no better time to listen to me and Alan talk than when you're in the bathroom. Today's topic, everybody, we've got an interesting topic. Alan brought this one up. As soon as he said it, I knew I wanted to cover it. Tell everybody what we're going to talk about today, Alan.
All right. So we're gonna talk about choosing 3 grip implements of our vast array of implements and challenge items out there. 3 to work with for the rest of our life. Disregarding the rest of them. What brought this up, I was scrolling through Instagram one day, and under the search feed, I kind of stumbled across one of those. It was one of those, Muscle Monster meathead type of Instagram pages, and it showed this list. It had like a deadlift, squat, bench press, chin-ups, rows, dips, things like that. You know, it basically gave out like 6 exercises, and it said, choose 3 for the rest of your life. And it had just hundreds of comments about, people, which ones they were going to pick and things like that. And I thought, what a great idea, if we did something like that for grip. We once had a thing a while back, where if we were going to go to prison, what one grip implement would you take, And this was just such a great concept. We've got so much stuff out there. What would people pick? So, great idea for a show. And I've already got some ideas on my mind of exactly what my choices are. Really anxious to hear what Jedd has coming. But let's just talk about a bunch of the different ones out there, and just see where it goes.
Yeah, for sure. So I went through and kind of brainstormed just some of the categories. So use some of these categories to decide, of all the stuff that there is to choose from, what would you like to work with for the rest of your life? So we've got grippers and silver bullet style training, which I can't believe anybody would, besides Ches, would cite grippers as what they'd like to train on for the rest of their lives, but maybe there are more people than that out there that are sick like Ches. Who knows? There's plate pinching. There's block weight pinching, block weight training. I would even lump in there, an inverted dumbbell lift, like standing a hex head dumbbell up and lifting that in that position. You got rolling handle implements out there, rolling thunder, crusher, wrist wrench, and other similar types of tools. There's challenge dumbbells out there, like the inch dumbbell, millennium dumbbell, things along those lines. And then there's hub lifting. There's hub implements. There's plate hubs. Maybe you want to try to lift, replicate the old York, or not the old York, but the milled York 45 with 15-pound plate, 15 pounds added to the plate. There's all kinds of stuff that is out there. Sledgehammer training. Maybe you want to focus on sledgehammer training for the rest of your life, like Big Joe Sullivan. Who knows? What else, Alan?
That's a good
what
one.
Other categories?
Bending. Why not bending?
Okay.
Throw that one out there. I would say some of the ones we see more along the lines of our European friends, key pinch style things. Stub, coin lift, rim lift, things like that.
That's going to be popular, dude. By the way, the stub, and like coin pinching and things along those lines. That's going to get ranked highly in this little thing.
It is. Yep. Vertical lifts, anvils. That's a good one that belongs out there. Mm-hmm. What else do we have here? We're narrowing it down quick. Pinch apparatuses, flask, Euro, blockbuster. What else do we have here? Well, we're running out quick. Do we want to lump all the rolling handles together? Do we want to keep axles separate?
I would say axles different from a rolling handle myself.
Okay. All right. Boy, that's a ton of them.
There's a lot of stuff, man. There's a lot of stuff.
There is. It's almost too many to think. Yeah. The only other additional ones I could kind of come, maybe like you got like the tips tester, I guess. There's things like that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess it's open ended. People get to pick your poison, I guess.
Right.
So
one of the cool things about grip is that there's so many things out there that you can train on and might eventually do a contest with. One of the crappy things about grip is there's so many things out there that you might have to focus on and do a contest with. So there is unlimited variety. I mean, finish ball. I mean, that's really gotten a lot of that's been popular recently. I've seen that several times in competitions and on Instagram. Plate flipping. Maybe you just want to flip plates all day long, like we talked about in one of our recent shows. What was that, 68, 60, or 69, Alan? Maybe 68. I'm not sure.
I think it was 68.
Okay.
Boy. 68 is what I have listed, yes.
Okay, cool. There's probably a bunch of them that we're forgetting. There's just so many of them, but what floats your boat? What do you like? What do you like to do? Let's hear it. So, Alan, you want to give one of yours? Like, what's
yes.
your favoriteest thing, the biggest thing that you would choose if you only had 3 things that you could train on for the rest of your life, which we know you're going to outlive all of us, Alan, because you're so healthy. What would it be?
All right.
What's the first
so I'm not going to leave it. I'm not going to leave it vague at all. I'm going to get real specific. I'll start with number 1. It's going to be the Fat Man Blob York. I'm not even going to say block weights or anything. I'm just going to get specific. So I can't lift it, but I know how to train to do things to lift it. And I believe through deloading methods and different things that would give me some strength carryover to enough other stuff that it would keep me heading in the right direction anyway. So that's number 1 on my list.
Okay, very interesting. I like blobs too, but I'm not sure that I would put that on this list. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say inch dumbbell, because before I die, before I die, brother, I have to clean that son of a gun. I have to clean it. No continental bullshit, anything like that. I have to clean it. And whether or not I push press it on that first try, the first time I get it, I don't know. But I've push pressed it or jerked it, whatever you want to say, several times in my life. Let me reword that. I've push pressed or jerked the inch dumbbell many times in my life. So I know eventually I'll be able to clean it and then put it overhead. But that's the biggest thing on the list right away, inch dumbbell.
The day you clean that, man, you've got to go for the press, one way or the other.
Right.
You can't
right.
you can't just stop halfway. Yeah.
The problem is, dude, the last time I tried to lift the inch dumbbell overhead using whatever technique, however you want to call it, I couldn't even come close. My body has gotten so much weaker than when I was doing strongman and stuff and was doing that on a regular basis from like 05 to 08. I mean, it's just the drop-off has been severe.
Oh.
So
but your
adrenaline
is going to be so rocking. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you,
dude.
You'll be
amped out of your gourd.
Yeah, like I said, Luke was down yesterday. We each pulled off some pretty cool feats. And I tried an inch dumbbell clean, and without a doubt, it was the closest I ever came. It wasn't close.
Beautiful.
I'm not saying I was close to doing it, but it was like smooth, it felt good, and it got really high. The problem remains, the bell moves so fast, you can actually hear like the wind coming out of my lungs when it crashes into my chest at the highest point.
God.
It's so scary, dude. It's so scary. Like if it hits my clavicle, I'm sure it could produce the level of, like a break.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That
so
brings
like
back
that's like a hesitation factor that's being created every time I do it, unfortunately. So.
I don't like the sound of that personally. Yeah. I did something dumb one time. I wound up causing I was not trying to clean the inch, let the record stand here, but I was doing something on a ladder with some pipe wrenches and trying to loosen something that was exceptionally tight. And my backup pipe wrench, like an idiot, I placed it against my chest, and I grabbed the other pipe wrench with both my hands and pulled, and I actually caused a rib subluxation. And it hurt like a bitch. It left this dent. It sucked. So when I hear a guy hammering himself in the chest with 172-pound bells, that just doesn't give me good thoughts. So I know what you're talking about a little bit there. Yeah, it's not a fun day. Well, it's funny you put that number one because the inch was actually my number two.
Okay.
So once again, I can't lift it, but there are various training methods that I think that would help me along with my other goals. With deloading it, I think using that would allow crusher numbers, rolling handle numbers to go up, would allow axle numbers to go up. That's at least a thought running through my mind. So that's number two on my list. I like it, and it's been a goal. The Fat Man Blob was a goal of mine. The inch was a goal of mine. So that's a lot of my reasoning behind having those things, and I just think they so much carry over to other things. Just incredibly useful.
Yeah, no doubt, buddy. Those are great points to justify that choice. I think my second choice would be, well, if we're going for lifetime feats, dude, you gotta throw on the half 150 Legacy. Whatever, is there a name for that yet?
No. Brian Shaw had the 145, which he called the Gigantor Blob. So the 150 is, I guess that's to be named.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I've tried this year some stuff that I never really did before on a regular basis with the Blob Father, and the gains that I got on that came so quickly. I put up on TGA exactly what I was doing, and I think that's the system to use, and I think it is the way to go for pretty much any block weight. I've done a few different things over the years that have been key factors in my success for lifting challenge implements, such as even like the old school York plates. And I think that what I've stumbled on from actually one of my coaching clients in Florida is like a big difference maker, and I think that I could employ that to make that lift a reality if I put the time into it. So without all the other distractions of the other stuff and competitions and things like that, I feel that I have the hand size to do it. It would just be a time factor.
Sure. Awesome. Well, that's a good one. So you're talking about so you're saying the 150 is your choice then?
Yes, the half 150.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, my third then, this is going to be it might a little controversy here, but I would go with a York deep dish 45 because I have just an obsession with the hub, and that is a tricky hub, and that's just one of those things. I've just a correlation I've made whenever my hub lifting tends to be up, my block weight lifts tend to be up, and everything seems to be up. And hubbing a 45-pound plate was one of the things I wanted to do since my entrance into the world of grip. So I couldn't leave that one out. Everything else fell, it was literally that order too. It was like blob, inch, 45-pound plate. So everything else was just after that. So that has to stay in there for me.
Cool, man.
And I think it trains the thumb in a different way, and I just love it. I think it just looks awesome. But I know it arguably doesn't have the carryover to other things. Just strictly falls on preference. So We'll see. I'm anxious to see who else falls in line on the hubbing type one. Hopefully Jerome Bloom steps up and backs me up a little bit on this one. But we'll see.
Yeah, there you go, man. That's pretty cool hearing you say that, Alan. Because I don't know if I knew that you weren't a hub detractor like I am. Like I can't stand hub lifting, but so I knew you weren't like that. But I didn't realize that it was that big of a deal for you since like basically day one. So that's pretty cool. That's eye opening and that's interesting. So, man, guys, if you enjoy this stuff, you got to hit the like button for us. This is good stuff. Hit the like button. Go down and hit that thumbs up. Let me ask you something, Alan, about that lift. To consider yourself conquering the old school York deep dish plate by the hub.
Yeah.
Would you be lifting that with the bent or rather hooked thumb, or would you be going with mainly a straight thumb?
Straight. I like to do. I believe that's how that was. I believe that's the spirit of the lift. I don't like the cocked thumb, any of that V-bar doorknob crap. That's just not my style. I think the original intention was to more or less, I don't know if you just call it like a claw type grip. I don't know what exactly you'd call it.
Right.
None of that funny stuff though, where you see technique hacks for people looking to actually make the lift. This would be in its strict form, I guess, is what I would call it. I would say more or less along Iron Mind's rules, how they spell it out, even though that can be misinterpreted a little bit.
Right.
That's how I like seeing it. Now I can't. Unfortunately for me, I actually can't get all my digits on the old school York. The amount of spokes they have on that doesn't allow it, so that's a 3-finger lift for me. I have to. Yeah, they just don't. It just doesn't fit. I actually can't lift it with 5 fingers. I got to do it with 3.
Yeah.
So, but I don't consider that. A cheat. I mean, I think. I don't know.
If you physically can't get it on there because of space limitations, yeah, you can't consider that a cheat. And there's a big difference between a 4. Are they spines? What do you call those, Alan?
I call them spokes. I think the correct term would be spline.
Okay.
The reinforcing ribs maybe.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
But
either
I
way,
think
no matter
spoke
what
is
they're
better.
called, when there's 4 of them on there, it is precarious getting your grip applied to it. When there's 3, you got a lot more options. There's a big, huge difference there.
So yeah, what's yours? Your final one?
What do you think it is, bro?
So you established. You went with the inch bell, and you went with block weights.
Yep.
So I don't see you heading towards grippers, and any of the other key pinch. So I got to go with plate pinching.
That's interesting. That's very interesting, dude.
What was it?
Well, I can tell you that one method of grip training that we have not talked about yet is plate curling.
Oh, well, I wasn't that far off. Okay.
And it would be interesting to one day be able to do perhaps the strictest 45-pound plate curl that has ever been done. No plate, no preacher curl bench stuff. I'm talking standing there and doing a strict plate curl. I think that.
Yeah, none of that bent wrist crap where you're like,
right.
It's like you're limp wristing it. Yeah.
Flop wrist.
Okay.
But
yeah,
Alan,
right.
But that's not my choice.
Okay.
That would be like a runner-up. That would be like a runner-up, dude.
Oh, I should do a runner. I'll do a runner-up too, then. Okay.
I'm going to surprise some people with this statement, dude. But the thing that goes through my head that I cannot get out of my head, we're talking about lifetime goals here. We're talking about things that once you do them, no one can ever take them away from you. I would say that my third item on this list, if I had 3 implements that I could train with, and only 3 for the rest of my life, it would be a number 4 gripper.
Okay. Fair enough. Not choked, just straight up, just regular.
Straight up, I would say mash monster set, then 20 millimeter block set, then 25 millimeter block set. Gradually work your way out until you end up at a credit card, and then gradually work up until you can do, start at the lighter ones from like 2003, 2004, and work up to modern day, current day number 4s, and eventually certify on the number 4 gripper.
Cool. That surprises me. I figured grippers would not have been in there at all.
Right.
So,
normally I wouldn't, but because of the context of this question.
We put the commitment in there. Yes.
Right. I'm not saying I would have fun doing it, Alan. I'm not saying it would be fun at all. But sometimes you got to do things that you don't like in life, and when with the context of this, I think you would have to, just from the standpoint of, not only, when I first started grip training, grippers were big, so once you said that, it kind of turned it over. I was trying to make the decision between the 45-pound plate curl and the number 4 gripper. And once you said that about the hub, the old school York hub, that's what switched it over to me, man. Going back to the roots with the gripper.
Nice. Okay.
Yep.
I lied though. I actually don't have a runner-up. Those were my 3 biggest ones. When I joined TGA, you always ask people to list your, what are your 3 goals, and then you kind of get them steered in the right direction.
Dude,
okay.
I have saved all of those over the years. Let me see if I can find yours.
Go ahead. Go ahead and bring it up. Bring it up.
So.
And you'll see what number 4 was, and this was okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
Because this is what I was going to say right now.
Yeah. Now the idea is, can I find yours? Because I've got hundreds of them here.
Put me on the spot. We'll see if I'm full of shit or not.
Let's see. Man, I'm just not seeing your name pop up. What year did you
it's been
join?
a while. It's been a while.
2014?
I think it would have been 2014. Yeah, probably early 2014. Maybe January, February. I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing here.
Okay. It's not coming up, so I might have missed it in that category of emails. Email is like one of the things that I actually have some organization with in my life. So let me just look for your email address real quick, which I know your email address is, because I email you so often. I know it pretty well. So let me go back first.
Well, yeah, I'll save it, because this is what's going to come up as the final thing is exactly what was going to be my last little ditch here. So.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Here we go. Let me see. All right. Okay. So.
Because you emailed me twice. Because see, first when I got that email from you, when you sent that out, I thought that was some automated thing. I didn't actually know I was dealing with a warm body.
Yeah.
We're so used to dealing with.
Yeah. Yeah. So the first one I always send out is, Alan, thanks for joining the Grip Authority. Please read the entire message below so I can be sure you get all the value possible from your membership. And then I put the username. And, yeah, it does look like a auto-generated thing, but it's just I wrote this out one time, and I've never really changed it.
Yeah, and then you hit me back with it again, and I thought, this shit's real. So then I replied.
Said, how is everything going so far? Have you had a chance to log into TGA? Please let me know if you have any questions, and be sure to send me your top 3 grip goals. So here's your response. You want me to just go ahead and read it?
Oh, fire away. Yep, go ahead.
All right, so this is dated November 2nd, 2014. I've been surfing the site nonstop since I got the login info. The goals for the short term are just to make progress on grippers, hub of 45, and eventually lift the blob an inch. I have the implements. It's just a matter of refining technique and getting stronger. I'm presently using the Cadence program and am making progress. I've only been doing grip-related training for a few months, but love it. After finishing a grip workout, I immediately obsess about the next one. So there it is, brother. Gripper,
so I was actually
45, blob an inch.
Nope. So I didn't realize grippers were up there quite like that. I actually thought I had that order flipped, but nonetheless, that's my belief though.
Yeah.
It goes blob, inch, 45-pound plates, and then grippers, and that's even how my my workouts are actually more or less arranged. My grip week starts out actually with I use rolling type handles as aids to get me towards lifting the inch bells. Mm-hmm. So that's something that's always on the periphery. But that's what kicks off my week, immediately followed by block weights. And my second workout in the week is grippers and then various forms of thinner pinch. And then I also do, right now I had to rotate out the hub because the moon top is in place of it.
Yeah.
They have such similarities that's just the choice that I'm making right now for purposes of King Kong. And then I have a third grip workout in the week where it is just thick bar again and block weights. Yep. That's exactly how my stuff goes. So I'm always on par with what I set out to do back in, how many years ago now.
Yeah.
So haven't strayed off the path.
Very
just
cool,
got to
man.
rotate some things in. The only thing I'm ever willing to swap out is the hub, though. The thick bar and the block weights, those just always have to be in there. I just can't, haven't been able to shake those ones. I've never gone away from them.
Cool, man. That's awesome. That's really cool. And I just added that email conversation into my TGA members category. I don't know how the heck I didn't get you in there from the start, but every once in a while I see those that I missed. Cool, man. Well, that was pretty fun stuff. I hope everybody else that's listening takes a minute to put down the 3 things that they would do and why. That would be cool to hear the why behind it also.
Yeah, I'm really anxious. I'm really anxious myself. Hopefully some people chime in. We see guys, see James Rodriguez always working on pinching plates, and I think lifting the inch has been a goal of his for a while. And, Jerome Bloom's always killing it with the hub and works on the key pinch type of things. You see a lot of guys working on a lot of the same types of things. So I'm really curious to see what happens once you nail them down and see what they're willing to sacrifice and actually stick with. So,
yeah,
but, be good stuff.
Yeah, buddy, for sure. And James Rodriguez has really put out some good commentary recently, both on the YouTube channel and on Facebook. So we had mentioned, I don't know if it was this call or the previous one, that Luke had just recently done the 225s kilo pinch, and James has actually said that the Rogue plates that Luke lifted only come out to about 54 millimeters. So that's actually like one of the thinnest sets or types of 225 kilo plates that are out there. So and it makes it fairly hard for a larger-handed individual. So I thought that was pretty cool to see that, and you wouldn't know that unless you've had your hands on multiple types and taken the time to measure it. So that was really cool to see.
He says those are 54 millimeters?
I think he said that. Yeah, 54, 55 maybe.
Okay, all right. I was just measuring a couple of the Lycos right now, and mine come out. Gosh, my caliper's actually dead, but it looks like I come out at about 2 1/16, whatever that equates to.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I don't know what that equates to, but
I'd have to get out my calculator and do a little bit of boring math. Not feeling that inspired.
Yeah, so
they got to be close to the Rogues, though.
Yeah. So, Luke put up the video. James says rarefied air, and I think those are the hardest set of 55s because they average about 54 millimeters together. And I said, really? Didn't know that. That's pretty cool. And James says, Jedd, this is one lift where I personally believe a bigger hand is a handicap. For me, my wheelhouse on pinch is probably 57 to 60 millimeters. The Lyoko 55s Bob and I pinched are 57 millimeters. Before I developed my adjustable pinch device, I used two 45s to train with that were exactly 57 millimeters and added weight to a pipe to get to my goal. I go wider than 60, and my pinch decreases exponentially. Some 45s wider than that are difficult for me. Going more narrow than 57, and the plates don't fit well in my hand. Luke's hand is bigger than mine, so I can't imagine these Rogues would feel like a good whiff to him. So once again, wow. And Luke says, my one-hand pinch is generally best around 52 to 54 millimeters, so this is optimal for me. And then I said, yeah, they definitely feel too narrow for me, no doubt about it. So that was the little conversation that we had this morning about that. Yeah, so cool, man. What else?
Well, I don't think I have anything.
Right.
That was a sweet lift, though. Yeah, that was awesome. I don't know, has James lifted the 225s?
Yeah, I think he did it. I think he did the 225s.
I was trying to remember back. So okay, yeah.
I don't know when it was, but I'm pretty sure like either beginning of this year or even last year he did it, if I remember correctly.
Okay, sweet.
I'm pretty sure anyway. Maybe
yeah,
not.
Well, set us straight. Yeah. So, all right.
Cool. All right, Alan, we'll take it away, big boy.
All right. Well, that is it for episode 71 of This Week in Grip. Everybody, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to comment down below about what your choice would be of 3 grip implements to work with for the rest of your life. Let us know, and we'll be back next week with another one. We'll see you then.